So, you're thinking about having a dog in New York City. Or maybe you're just here to judge apartment and city dog owners.
Honey, she ain't got a stitch of grass.
Bad start. I promised I wasn't going to get defensive. Before I jump into the top 10 best things about having a dog in New York City, let me quickly tell you our story so you get where I'm coming from. This is Sam. I got Sam as a puppy when I was living in Houston with my boyfriend. And although Houston is a smaller city than New York City, it's still a big city. So the immediate reaction of friends and family was horror, judgment, and skepticism.
The way you're staring at me, I'm sensing a lot of judgment.
And then we decided to move to New York City. So again, more horror, judgment, and skepticism. And I'll admit, that time I was slightly apprehensive too, because the fact that it doesn't rank in pretty much any of the best dog city lists definitely didn't help alleviate my fears. But after living in a Manhattan apartment for nearly 2 years now with a 110-pound German Shepherd, I'm here to reassure you that if you have the time, the extra income, and the patience to raise a dog here, New York is so dog-friendly. I think a little part of me also needs to put this out into the universe to prove that you can be a good dog mum or dad in the city. So by all means, if you have any skeptical people in your life, please feel free to share this video. I will put the caveat out there though that just like a lot of elements in New York, not every dog or dog owner may be able to cut it.
This place is perfect. You're gonna make friends in no time.
Get me out of here!
I'm actually currently in the process of making a video to counter this one as well, you know, playing devil's advocate with myself. So in good conscience, I've got to tell you to keep an eye out for that one and watch that after this, because for just as many awesome things as there are about having a dog in New York City, there are just as many, if not more, shitty things. You want more peanut butter? Stay. Good. And I certainly don't want to be encouraging people to make major life decisions that they might not be able to handle. That being said, I'm going to assume you're a responsible, good person, and you just want to get excited about enjoying New York City with your pup. So, without further ado, here are the top 10 best things about having a dog in New York City. Number 1, being a part of the neighborhood and making friends. My favorite thing about having a dog here is how welcome you feel. People love dogs. That's a fact. And if you don't, I don't trust you. Just kidding. Kind of.
Okay, I hate dogs.
What?
Crazy!
Out of your mind?
New Yorkers have the reputation of being cold and unfriendly. That's just straight up not true. I think a lot of the time they're just so busy that they don't have time for strangers. But trust me, they'll make time for dogs. So having a dog is a great way to make friends, especially with other dog parents, but also in a city this big, I feel like it's important to know your neighbors and feel a part of the community. I walk around the neighborhood at least 3 times a day, so inevitably I run into and see the same people over and over. And I've made real connections with people of all ages and backgrounds who, with or without Sam now, I'll stop and catch up with whenever I see them. And trust me, I'm super introverted typically, so in reality, it's Sam making these connections. On that note, number 2, so much socialization for dogs. Just from walking around the block, Sam has made his best human friends, the UPS driver, 2 of the supers on our block, and the bodega guys, all of who give him so much love every time they see him. And he's made plenty of dog friends this way too. There are about 80,000 dogs registered in New York City year to year, so if you're worried about your dog being able to socialize, don't. Chances are they'll be able to find a best friend or 4, and they might even end up being more social than most humans are. Especially as, point number 3, there are so many citywide dog resources. Because there are so many dogs in the city on the whole is super dog friendly and has accommodated for them. Apartments are a different story, but I'll get into that in another video. There are dog runs dotted all throughout the city. And a lot of the major parks have off-leash hours, which was a game changer for us. If you can wake up before 9 a.m, your pup could pretty much have a free-for-all doggy party every morning if you wanted to. I'll be putting out a video about the best dog areas in New York City, including some secret spots, so keep an eye out for that. In addition to dog parks though, most parks and public spaces will have dog water fountains and the occasional poo bag station. There are also oodles of dog-centric businesses, and a lot of human stores will let your pup come in with you if they're well behaved. To be honest, I haven't really done this with Sam because he's too big and I'm afraid he's gonna knock over everything. But he certainly appreciates the water bowls and the treats stores leave out on the side for them. In Manhattan, there aren't as many dog-friendly bars and restaurants as I was used to in Houston and even Brooklyn. But most places with outdoor dining, which I guess is kind of every place now, are happy for you to bring your pup with you. Number 4, exploring the city parks. Everyone thinks of New York as a concrete jungle, but in reality it's really well designed with big green spaces all throughout it. I think a lot of people live here for years without even knowing half of it exists, let alone taking the time to explore it. There are so many oases where once you're in them, you'll forget about all the city hustle and bustle and feel like you're somewhere else entirely. So having a dog is a great excuse to explore it all. Number 5, safety and security. Now, even though the crime rate is surprisingly low for a city of 8 million people, crime obviously still happens. But don't worry, dogs are amazing judges of character. I fully trust Sam's instincts, and no matter where you live, whether you have a dog like this or a handbag-sized pup, I guarantee you'll feel a little safer having a little companion in your home with you. Also, running's way safer with a dog. Number 6, companionship and stress relief. Surprisingly, you can still feel really isolated living in a big city surrounded by people, especially if you don't have family nearby. Research has actually found that people living in the city are 39% more likely to develop mood disorders. But having a dog has been proven to help combat this, making you feel more grounded, having a sense of family, belonging, and purpose.
I just have this really strong feeling that this cat is my mother.
And in my humble opinion, there's nothing better than coming home to your own little world where a dog's excited to see you and loves unconditionally.
Oh.
Did you miss me? Aww. In the same mental health vein, New Yorkers are under a lot of stress and tensions do run high here.
Shut up! I hear you! I'm coming down!
Luckily for dog parents though, multiple studies have shown that dogs can help alleviate stress and anxiety. Playing with your dog can release dopamine and melatonin. Even just petting them has been proven to lower blood pressure, heart rate, slow down your breathing, and relax muscle tension. And I don't want to get too dramatic, but a comprehensive review of studies found that dog owners had a lower risk of death. Something to think about. Number 7, all of the smells. This one's pretty straightforward, because for as much as people complain about the smells in New York, dogs love investigating them. Think about it. With 8 million people and 80,000 dogs here, every fire hydrant, wall, or pole your dog passes has so many stories that your dog's nose can read. Number 8, fresh air and exercise. Fresh air, sunlight, and exercise undisputedly help your mental and physical health hugely. The winter days are short here. A lot of office buildings have little to no natural light, and gym membership prices are insane here. That's why I don't look at having to take Sam out as a burden, but a blessing. That sounds lame, but it's true. I think everyone needs to find balance by stopping and smelling the roses with their pup. I also think once you build the habit, you'll probably love it and might actually end up taking them out more than you would if you had a backyard elsewhere. Number 9, rat protection. Same as with safety, while your dog may not be able to literally protect you, they'll make you feel a lot safer. There are 2 million rats in the city. So trust me, when you're walking on trash night, you're gonna feel a lot safer with a dog by your side. Also, this could be great entertainment for them and an opportunity for them to get back to their primal instincts.
Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Release the hound.
And last, but certainly not least, the 10th best thing about having a dog in New York City is the weekend trips that you can take away with them. This one's kind of cheating as you'd technically be leaving the city, but the Northeast is super unique as it's got so many states packed together in the one small region, all of which are definitely drivable from New York City. So why not take advantage of that opportunity? It's a day tripper's dream, and more importantly, a dog's dream. You only need to drive about an hour outside of the city and you and your pup could explore mountains, lakes, small towns, beaches, and farms together. And there you have it. Those are the top 10 best things about having a dog in New York City. Clearly, dogs are a gift to us. They're not here to serve us. So I'm sure you're only going to bring your pup into the city if you're going to treat them like the gift they are. And show them all the awesome things there are to do here. To keep this short-ish, I had to cut out a lot of other awesome things about having a dog here. And also, every human-dog relationship is different. So if you have a dog in the city and there's anything I missed that you and your pup love, let me know in the comments below. Or if you're thinking about getting a dog, tell me all about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to catch future videos. Thank you. It's a good job, buddy. Yeah, you like New York, right?